This episode is brought to you by Anime Impulse. Hi everyone, V here. I am at PMX and we're going to talk to people about the difference between a large convention and a small convention. Just because a convention is small doesn't mean you can count it out. So let's talk to people. What can you say is like the biggest difference between a large convention and a small convention?
The easiest thing to say, the major difference is there's a lot less to do and a lot less people to see. So the smaller conventions, the huge benefit is that you'll either meet people or you've got your friends with you. You'll get to spend a lot of quality time talking to them. And having it as more of a hangout con makes it really worthwhile. The large conventions bring in the guests that we all want to see, so we spend a lot of time attending events, which is also awesome, but sometimes you feel afterwards, you're like, man, I wish I'd spent more time, either meeting new people or hanging out with my sisters.
Yeah, my experience is I tend to work the larger conventions, so I've worked NYCC, I've worked Anime Expo, and it's really hard to meet up with people because everyone's doing something different. And to have your schedules coordinate between outfits or panels or whatever your priority is, you just don't see anyone. I think I see my roommates the most at a large convention, and if I don't room with them, I see no one else. At a smaller convention, we literally just set up shop and then people find us, and then we hang out all day.
It's definitely a lot less crowded.
Yeah. It's more laid back, and I feel like you have a chance to meet everyone and actually have a conversation with people at small conventions. Because at big cons, you want to go see everyone, go see everything, you see all the panels. You kind of just forget to talk to people because you're so busy. But here it's nice. It's a nice, relaxing atmosphere, and it's a good way to end our cosplay year.
I know. I'm Libra, yeah. One nice thing, especially coming from a photographer standpoint, as this venue in particular is it's really nice. Pacific Convention Center, you're gorgeous. But there's a lot more places to shoot, and it's not you're not fighting other people for a location. I'm looking behind this beautiful staircase right behind you, and it's no one's there. Anyone can go. So that's nice too.
I would say the biggest difference is just stuff to do. At a big convention, there's a lot of panels, there's a lot of guests, there's a huge artist alley, a huge exhibitors hall. There's a lot of stuff to do, and you're walking around almost the entire day. Versus a smaller con, there are still less people, less to do, but you spend more time just hanging out with smaller groups of people rather than walking around and seeing a lot. You can see pretty much all there is to see in one day or less, half a day. And then you spend the rest of the con just hanging with your friends or making new ones.
I think it's also the people. I get more interactions and more people outside the con that approach us at a smaller con compared to a bigger con. They're more approachable. They'll ask, oh, what's this? What is this all about?
Yeah.
And they get so many compliments that people here the past few days have been so sweet to us and nice and complimenting on our outfits. Even if they don't have no idea what it is, they still think, oh, you guys are adorable. This looks amazing. Compared to Anime Expo, you have less people that they're more likely to stay away from you.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you guys think is the most positive part of going to smaller conventions?
For me, it's just personal interactions. I really like meeting people, and I really like talking to people I already know. And at a bigger con, there's just no time to really spend time with them because you're running here, you're running there, you're doing so many things that you don't have time to just sit down and chill out with people. But at a smaller con, that's pretty much all you do, so you get a lot of quality time with your friends, which is really nice.
Yeah, I have to agree on that one.
Well, you leave the real world, you enter convention land where you're surrounded by people who look goofy and act goofy, and that actually brings out the more social side that you might not even know you have inside of you. And being able to really express yourself and not worry about the judgments that maybe you face in the real world and just kind of escaping your reality is definitely worth it. And don't be afraid to be yourself. That's something that the convention lets you do. And it's just a fun opportunity.
What are your guys' biggest advice for people who have not attended a smaller convention?
You should just go. Large conventions like Anime Expo and Stanley Comic-Con now, I guess they're kind of intimidating, but if you start yourself off at a small con, it's always a good experience. I feel the positivity here is everyone's just happy to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely a lot less overwhelming. There's a little more breathing room, and like Gabby was saying, you can really get to know people at this like kind of venue, this kind of small location.
Going with low expectations of what you want to do is like the nicest way of saying it, because really you're going to a convention to hang out with friends and have like people of like minds. So meet people, go to gatherings when they have them. Larger conventions, it's harder to meet people of like minds that get along with you as well. At smaller conventions, you kind of band together.
Yeah, the smaller conventions, best advice is bring your friends with you, because that way, on the instance you don't meet someone you really click with, you've already got people to hang out with. But on the other hand, it's a lot easier to go up to someone and start a conversation, because we're all here for basically the same reasons. We don't have that much else to be doing, so people are really willing to stop and talk.
I would say definitely attend a small con. I think it has a very different feel from larger cons. So if you're like, oh, well, you know, I've been to a con before, it's not quite the same if you're at a smaller con. It has a totally different feeling to it. And I think it's something that everyone should at least try once if they like going to conventions. If only just to like meet people, like maybe they'll make a really good friend, like who knows. I really like smaller cons just for the reason of hanging out with people. And I think that other people would be like, oh, but there's nothing to do, but they might find something fun to do too.
Yes, exactly what I feel like. I'm like right on that too.
Hi everyone, thanks again for watching. As you know, this episode is brought to you by Anime Impulse. Anime Impulse is a fairly new convention. It will be on its second year at the Pomona Fairplex from January 14th through the 15th. Information and tickets are in the link below. And I'll be there to volunteer, so I hope to see you all there. Bye!